So today's episode, a little bit of a bummer. I've been putting this off for a long time because I was like, no, I'm super mom. I can do everything. I can balance all of it and it's fine. But so today's episode will be the last episode where you, at least you hear me like live. I think we're going to play one of my old episodes next week because it's for back to school season and I think it's super helpful. If you're new here, welcome. And you probably haven't heard a lot of our older episodes. So we're going to be playing an older episode next week. But again, it's really, really good because it's for back to school, getting your kids ready for school, but what you can do to help them, get the best grades that they can get, the least amount of stress possible. This is coming from a mom and a teacher. So
Double
I've been doing
whammy.
this for a little while. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm coming at you. We're like, I get it, because I feel like sometimes if teachers like don't have kids, they're like, oh, well, just spend 3 hours on math after dinner. Like, duh. And I'm like, no, honey, like life don't work like that. So because I'm a mom, I get it, the balancing act. So I have some ideas and some stuff to go along with that. But anyway, so I am going to be taking a step back from the show, and it makes me sad.
So I'll be honest. I cried when I read your email.
No, I knew, that's why that was another reason why I didn't want to say anything, because I was like, oh man, this is going to be such a disappointment. And like Lisa and I are like really good friends, and I don't want her to think that, she said something.
Oh
or
yeah, no,
you're
you're
not.
Not. You're not getting rid of me. But like,
oh no,
yeah.
we're still going to be messaging each other. Marco Poloing. Is that what it's called?
Marco Polo, yeah. Marco Poloing, I guess.
Instagram, like all of the things. I've got some stuff going on. So it's not like bad. It's just stuff. So like my husband and I are starting a business.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just, I'm not trying to say that Etsy isn't a business, because I also have an Etsy, but like we like put like a lot of money into something, and like if it was a little bit scary. So we're starting a business. We bought this trailer. It's really small.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. I'll post a picture on my Instagram because I haven't shared it yet. It needs, I'm going to paint it, but it has the basics of what we need on the inside. We're going to sell like frozen treats, frozen foods and stuff at like fairs and farmers markets and stuff like that. He wants to call it the Frosty Moose. I think we should call it something with a cow, because if you know me,
yep,
I love cows. But whatever. So he already bought like a snow cone machine. And
wait. The Frosted Moo.
Oh, the Frosted Moo. I'm just going to like sneakily redo the logo and not tell him. With a little cow. It's so, I love cows. And like, how cute would it be to have a cow print trailer?
So like, cute.
Like everyone would be staring at us driving over to the farmer's market or the fair. Everyone would come over and be like, what is this?
You guys would go viral because everybody would just be taking pictures and posting and be like, did you see this? Yeah.
So he bought the ice shaver, because there's like an ice crusher, and apparently that's not as fancy as the ice shaver. I don't know. He's an ice connoisseur now. This thing is like as big as my second child. It's huge. And it's just sitting on my kitchen counter right now. And I'm just like, babe, I need to like be able to make dinner. Like I gotta move this thing. But he's so excited. We're going to make up a few of our own snow cone flavors and different kinds. It's going to be really fun. We're going to have a unicorn snow cone.
Of course.
We're going to have one called this. Well, yeah, because of the kids. Like the girls would murder us if we didn't have something unicorn. It's called, the other one we're going to do is called the Squashed Frog.
Nice.
So you take the snow cone and you put green syrup in it and red syrup, and then you take one of those frog dummies and you stick it on top, and it's supposed to look like the frog got run over.
Oh.
I think it's gross, but I'm sure other people like it. So we're doing that, and then I'm going to take it when it's off season and when it's not fair season, and I'm going to use it as a pop-up shop to sell all the stuff I make. And like, or I like to go thrifting. And so I like to buy, I don't know, random pieces of furniture, and then I paint them all funky, and I'm going to sell those. I might have like some vintage kids books and stuff like that. It's going to do two things. It'll be like a food, like a snack shack on wheels, but then it's also going to be a pop-up shop. So that's really fun for us. I've been also working really hard on my Etsy, and in like real life too. I've been selling stuffed animals at this local coffee shop, which is really exciting. Yay. I was so nervous. I went up to this lady, and I had, I think I had 2 of my stuffed animals, and I they're like ugly, but they're kind of cute, but it's not everyone's taste. And so I pulled it out of my bag because I knew she sold local stuff. And I was like, so I'm local. I live just right down the road. And I started an Etsy store, and I have these stuffed animals, and I noticed you don't really have anything for kids in here yet. So would this be something you're interested in? And she said, yes. And I freaked out. And so Yay. I've been selling little hedgehogs and little owls, but I've only broken even at this point because I keep going and buying coffee and muffins from this lady because I'm trying to get a good rapport and I want her to like me.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And so, so I'm like, I'm not even making any money right now. And Mike's like, Brittany, stop buying coffee from her. I'm like, but I want her to like me. I want her to let me stay. So that's been happening. I've done things on my Etsy store. I've been selling mostly downloads, like printables for other teachers and stuff, which is really fun. Obviously, school's coming up, and that's going to be crazy busy. And then I think I've mentioned it before. I'm writing a book. It's like a kid's craft book, activity book, and all the like manuscript, I guess you can call it that part's done.
Oh, yay.
But I have to take all the photos. Yeah, so I bought lights. I bought, what are these things? Studio lights? I bought 2 studio lights because the only place I can take photos is in my basement, and there's no natural lighting. And so I'm going to set this up, and hopefully by the spring, I'll have all my photos done because it's going to be with kids. So please like send good vibes my way.
I will, every day.
The goal is to do like bird's eye view pictures of the project with little kids' hands doing the thing, and I just really hope that everyone cooperates.
That'll be cute.
Because so then I'm gonna like self-publish just the way that Lisa did. Because by the way, Lisa's an author, everyone. Okay, and her book is one of my kids' favorite books. They're always like, "Mommy, can you read that purple book that your friend wrote that purple?"
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
They love this book, and they flip through it, and Claire can read it because she's an excellent reader, and they look at the pictures and they're like, is that Lisa? I'm like, yeah, that's Lisa. That's her baby. That's Lily. You know, they love it. I'm like, she drew those. So I'm gonna self-publish. Yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And I was trying to balance all the things. And I was like,
it's too much.
I don't want to let the podcast go. I don't want to, like, it's not like my first thing. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just quit. I'm like, no, I really like it. Like, this has been so fun. Yeah. I've met so many cool people. I get to hang out with Lisa every weekend. Yeah, I don't know how to wrap that up with a bow. It's just, I just need to take a step back for a little bit, you know.
I understand. And I mean, everybody that listens to this is going to understand too, you know. It's just, I don't want the show to end because I think that it's been incredibly helpful for me, but also, you know, to other people like listening. I think that, I think it's important that I keep the show going. It's just going to have to, like, we're going to take a few weeks off just so that I can like figure out, like, you know, but, I don't know, but I'll share some of my ideas, in our last segment today.
I think that this show has been so cool, not only because you and I got to meet each other through the show. Like, some people are like, well, how'd you meet her? I'm like, we literally met on the show. The first time we ever talked was on the show.
Yeah, people are like, how did you meet your co-host? And I'm like, Instagram and then Zoom.
Yeah, like, we just started like, all right, episode 1, let's go. We just figured it out as we went along, and it's been very therapeutic to talk through stuff. Like, well, I'll share a few episodes later that I really, really liked. And one of them was just because it was just really therapeutic to go through it and get everything out and look at it. Also, just gotten to meet some really cool people who've helped me, you know, parent a little better, mother a little better, or just, you know, work on myself a little bit better. That's been really, really neat. So it's been fun. I think it's been very good and very profitable. And I think, so originally this was all Lisa's idea. This has been Lisa's baby. And I think that just because I need to step back doesn't mean the show's over. I think that there's still huge and amazing, wonderful things that can happen with the show. And I think that you're going to do a really good job with it. Like, I think you're going to be great. I think that you don't give yourself enough credit. Like, I think
I never have.
You know, we're always our own worst critics. We always are our worst critics. And so I think if you could like step out of yourself and be someone else looking in, you'd be like, whoa, she's pretty cool. You know? But because we are ourselves, we like nitpick at every little thing. Send some good vibes Lisa's way.
Oh, thank you.
Don't cry. No crying.
Okay.
We need a commercial break.
All right.
We'll be right back. Are you sure that's water? It's not something else in there, Lisa?
It's vodka because you hurt me.
She stabbed me in the back. Welcome back. Lisa's had some vodka. Just kidding. So, like, I know, like, if you only do the audio, you can't really see us, but we also upload the video version of these things. And I have a cup of water, and Lisa supposedly has a bottle of water, too.
Water.
Uh-oh. Molly, you can... Hang on, I gotta yell at my kid. In a minute, you can watch TV. Okay. My kid, she just woke up from nap, and my husband's not home, so I'm just like, watch TV. It's fine. Just like go get a popsicle. It's fine.
Anything you can do, right?
I picked out, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of my favorite episodes. It was hard to pick because there's a lot of really good ones. And we also did an episode where we picked some of our favorite moments from the past year. We did that on our 1 year anniversary. But then I was like, okay, well, there's still other good ones, so I'm going to pick some more. So the first one might come off as a little bit sad, but it was really good. It was really therapeutic for me, and I'm glad I did it. So the first episode that I really, really liked doing was episode 4, and it was the one where I talked about my twins and the miscarriage and dealing with all of that, like the physical stuff, the postpartum depression. It wasn't like the most fun episode I've ever done. If you listen to the podcast, like I'm really goofy and I giggle a lot. It's just who I am. So that one was a little bit different of a vibe, but I think it was also just really good to get all of it out there. Because when it first happened, I did make a YouTube video where I sat down and I talked to the camera about what was going on. And I think that was really, really good to do because it helped me process. And it's still out there. Like I've lost the email to that account, so I can't go back and ever take it down. So I'm like, all right, well, there it is. And a lot of people have watched it, and I think it's helped some people. But it was also good to go back and look at the situation again after having kids, and after years and years of working on myself and taking my medication and going to counseling and all that. So that one was a really, really good one. And I think it's important for moms who have had miscarriages to listen to when they're ready for it. It's not a fun one, and I don't want to bring back any trauma that someone might have, but also people who haven't had a miscarriage should listen to it because I think it's like 1 out of 3 women or 1 out of 4 women have a miscarriage. And a lot of times they won't say anything, I was very open about it and I shared that I did have a miscarriage, but some women just don't say anything, and that's fine. That's the way they want to deal with it. So it's helpful to know what could be going through that person's mind, how you can help them, some things you shouldn't say to moms who've had a miscarriage. That one was really, really good. I'm really glad I did it. I remember it was really hard to sit down and write everything out because I was trying to remember everything. And I think I went back and referenced, I watched my video again when everything was really raw. And I think I reread a blog post I had written. So that part was hard, but I'm really proud of myself. I'm really glad I did that. I'm really proud of
you too. That's actually one of my favorite episodes because, you're so raw and you're so open and honest. And that's, it was really, really, I've never gone through that personally, but I was with you during that, listening to that. And I just your heart was just right there. So I really loved it.
Yeah. I was just you know what, here it is. This is what was going on. This, and I still think about them all the time. I can't say I think about them every single day. Now, when it was very new and when my babies were brand new, Clara and Molly, I did think about my twins every single day because I'm like, this could be what it was like, but I still think about them all the time. And I'm so happy for people who do have twins. So I'm not trying to say don't tell me if you have twins, but every now and then I will see someone with twins and it kind of tugs at my heart just a little bit. And I'm like, that, I just wonder, what would it be like? What kind of mom would I be? How crazy would I be? Because there's 2 of them at the same time, what kind of things would we have done? but I'm also like, I'm really happy that it does work out for some people. Like, I never want to wish ill or on anyone like that. Another episode I really, really enjoyed. This was episode 15, and it was called Have Kids Will Travel. And I liked this one because we shared funny stories of things that happened while we were traveling with kids. And it was just a fun one. And I think if I remember correctly, my computer kept freaking out and I had to finish the episode in my bathroom on my phone. So I sound so echoey at the end. It's so bad. The audio is terrible. But, we did the best that we could with it because I think I had like one more story to share. And so we squeezed it in, even though my audio is crap.
Yeah. If you guys couldn't tell, we are not professionals. So, I've been editing and like, so I don't know all the tricks and stuff. So, I mean, we do the best we can,
We figure it out as we go. It's very imperfect. And there's always one little glitch during every show.
It's part of our charm. Like, I love that glitch. Like, I think it's the best. Like, I always keep, like, one thing that goes wrong. Like, yeah, I keep it in the episode. Because I'm like, it's the Imperfect Moms Club.
We try to be very relatable. Like, we do not have our lives all together. Life is not perfect. You're not going to see us on the cover of like Family Circle or something like that. I mean, although if Family Fun wants to call me and like have me do like an article for them on like things you can do with egg cartons, like crafts, please do. Cause I would die. I would just be like, it would be amazing. Okay. And the next one I really liked was episode 41. And this was online privacy and protecting your kids. And this was with Ashley. This one, I was like kind of fangirling, but I was trying to play it cool. So I found Ashley on Instagram because I've been kind of interested in what this whole social media thing means for our kids. Like, not only, moms are posting things that are very unrealistic because they're trying to look perfect, but like, what does it mean for our kids as far as their safety, their mental health, and stuff like that. And so because I was searching for those types of things, Ashley popped up on my For You page, and I freaked out because I was like, this is exactly what I want. This is what I wanted to know. She had all this information, and she had a reel that started to go viral. And I'm like, I need to contact her like right now before like I'm too small of a person for her to talk to. And so she said yes, that she'd be on the show. Yeah. And it was just, I liked how she shared information and she wasn't bashing anyone who wanted to take pictures of their kids and maybe post them, but just to kind of think about it.
Yeah, like it was very non-judgmental. Like she was just like, here's the information, do with it what you want to. This is what I do. But she wasn't like, you need to do it like this. Your kids are going to die. Like, like she wasn't trying to shame anybody. And I loved that.
Yeah, because that's just the kind of style of conversation I think all moms should be having with each other, because we all do things differently. And I think if you just have a conversation, the way that Ashley had a conversation, people are way more open to listening to your side of you, your point of view. Maybe they'll adjust a few things, maybe they won't, but I feel like if you come off really aggressive, people just like shut down, they put up a wall and they're like, no, I'm not talking to you. So I think that was really, really good. Just a good example of how to have a discussion. Also, it's just full of lots of information, which I thought was great, because this social media thing is still brand new. Like we still, we don't know stuff about it. We don't know what all this, I can't say that word, statistics are going to be.
So the House of Representatives passed a bill recently about mental health stuff, and there's a lot in there, but at the end it talks about how there's going to be like a team that's like researching the effects of social media on children. And I was like, oh cool, so now they're actually going to be doing the research and figuring out what effects that it has, which I think is really important. So
yeah, because I don't think social media is all bad. There's some things about it that are unfortunate. Some of the ways that people use it. Obviously bullying can happen, exploitation can happen, but I also think a lot of good things can happen too. And so I think we just need to gather the information so then we know how to use the tool, because it is a tool. How can we use it in the proper way to benefit everybody.
How to use social media for good.
Just, exactly. Because I think it's really, like, I can talk to people on the other side of the planet that I would have never talked to before. I can read stories about moms in Switzerland that I would have never known about, 20 years ago. It's just an amazing, amazing tool that can reach to the ends of the earth. And we just have to figure out how to use it properly. So that's awesome. The last episode I really, really loved was episode 50. This was See How Well Your Child Reacts When You Use a Calm Approach. And this was with Darlene Childress. And she just was really good in explaining, like, the way that maybe a kid's brain thinks, that how they can't necessarily label their feelings, and how important it is for us as the parent to help them label their feelings.
I honestly, I want to invite her to come back on the show just to kind of give an update and talk a little more about stuff. Because, I loved everything she said about, has to, calm mama, and we have to be, open with communication, and it's okay to have feelings, but this is how we cope with them, because you can tell a child, it's okay to have feelings, but they have to know what to do with those feelings. And so it's important. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And you can't say, oh, just go calm down. They don't know how to calm down. And they need you to sit there with them and let them, give them permission to be upset, give them permission to cry. And so I've done that with my girls, where they're upset about something that's quote unquote unimportant, in my brain as an adult, but to them, it's so important. And that's why they're breaking down. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just let them have this feeling, I'm going to try and keep them safe and make sure they're not flailing and, I don't know, knocking over pots of boiling water or anything like that. Let them have their feeling, be there with them. And then when they're ready, talk with them about it. That was really good. I really liked that episode. So, and you should go listen to it again. Listener, go to episode 50. It was really, really, really good. Yeah. So those are my top 4. All right. So we're going to take one more commercial break. Lisa and I are going to have one last dance party. We always do during every commercial break. We have a dance party. And then Lisa's going to talk about what might be coming up next. So stay tuned for that. I should have learned a new TikTok dance, because they're always doing all these cool things.
All right, so welcome back, you guys. And now I guess we're going to be brainstorming what is going to come up next. I have no idea. This isn't I'm not pretending. I literally have no idea. So I'm going to be talking with the network, and we're going to be, it's going to be me, just me, I guess. Because, the thought of getting another co-host, that's ugh, why? It's Brittany or nothing, it just wouldn't be the same.
There's not a lot of people who have the same energy as me. We're very few and far between. Whenever I do find someone with my same energy, I freak out, and my husband's like, and that's why you two can't live in the same state, because the world would explode. So Lisa was saying during one of our breaks that one of the ideas the network had was maybe to have me come on as a guest every now and then. And I think that could be so fun, because if we're doing this whole little snack shop thing where we travel around to different fairs and stuff, that can be fun. I'm sure something crazy will happen where I can share about how some lady threw a snow cone at me because I got it.
Oh my God, that could be a recurring segment. Every so often there could just be a show of where's Brittany now? Or what is, that would be so cool.
like I'm writing my book and I'm doing my little Etsy shop and stuff like that. So there's going to be stuff happening. Like my kids, I'll be sitting down trying to sew like 4 owls. Like, all right, I have like an hour. I'm going to get all this work done. And then my kids run down because they have like a bloody nose. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Anyway, I don't know. Like I'm really nervous because it's going to be like just me, but I was thinking that maybe I could do more, like we could have more guests, like I could do more interviews. So,
yeah.
And I was thinking of maybe like I could like niche down a little bit more and the show could be a little geared toward, more like the stay-at-home moms. Because I mean, I don't know that working moms really like have the time to listen to a podcast, but maybe if it was like geared towards stay-at-home moms, they'd be like, oh yeah, like when baby's napping, I could listen to, So I was thinking, and then like interviews, I could like try to find like different experts on different things. Like we could do, I don't know, one about homeschooling and then potty training experts, and like all the mom stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty daunting. Like I'm like, oh, like I hope it still is good, and I hope that people still tune in. And I definitely like the idea of doing like the "Where is Brittany now" segment, where where we're like, what you just talk about your selling popsicles at the farmers market or whatever fairs. Like you can say, today we're at this fair, and we're and that can be an episode that you can just record on your own while you're there or something, and so like on your own time. It doesn't have to be like you don't have to worry about scheduling it with me or something because of time. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss seeing your face every week.
I know, like this has become my little ritual, is like we have lunch, I get the kids down for a nap, I have a little bit of downtime to try and get my thoughts together. I try and like throw a little laundry in, and then I look at Mike, because for me it's 3:00. For Lisa it's 2:00. I'm like, Mike, 3:00. Like, and I don't even have to finish. I'm like, 3:00. Okay, 3:00. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then I run downstairs and I shut the door and I'm like, and I get to sit down and just talk.
I think that we really made this a good show, and I'm hopefully I can keep it good. I don't know. I'm really nervous, guys. So just, I don't know, if you want to like send me a heart or some love or something, positive vibes, because every week I'm going to be like, yes. What do I, like,
I'm doing it.
I don't know. It's going to be fine. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be fine.
It's a new challenge, and it's always scary the first time you do something new, So think of me as like the training wheels. Like you've had your training wheels. You've had the training wheels for like a little over a year, and now it's like, all right,
more than
training wheels. And
you were like the bicycle seat, but I was also the bicycle seat. Oh, so this dude had like 2 butts.
Like, or we could be a tandem bike.
Well, I wanted us to be next to each other, like nobody's like ahead of the other person.
Oh, okay. This very, very large man was sitting on the bike, and he needed 2
bicycle seats next to each other.
But good for him. He's being active. So
2 butts. Man, can we? I think we need to call this episode like the bicycle 2 butts.